I come from a little place called Staten Island, a small borough connected to a famous bridge to the greatest city in the world, New York. Growing up, my parents surrounded me with music. It didn't matter whether it was classic rock, pop, or soul. They had an ear for the beats and the heart to feel exactly what people wrote. I was blessed. I started writing poems at an early age, and at the age of 12 was when I won my first contest. Everyone in school was going crazy and talking about it. My family was so proud. This was my first taste of the spotlight, and I absolutely loved the feeling, and I never wanted it to go away. I started recording my voice over instrumentals and playing it for my friends, and they loved it. They would even join in. We would do this for hours upon hours at a time. It was at that moment that I realized that I wanted to be a rapper. I even entered some contests. I even won a couple. My parents supported me. They told me always follow my dreams. But when I would show up at an event and they would look at me and say, "You're a rapper?" and start to laugh, I guess I didn't fit the mold of what a rapper should be. So I kept at it, never giving up. But I was even told by someone in the industry that my best shot is a long shot. I took that as a vote of confidence because, hey, at least I have a shot. Well, I'm here. I found my people. I found people that know the industry, people who respect me for who I am. We're getting ready to drop our debut single, and I couldn't be happier. I am JopauL, and I'm thankful.
The name of the show is The Way to Go. My name is Alan Bendich. I'm going to be your host. Tonight we have an exceptional guest. It's a new friend and a great rapper, Mr. JopauL.
How you doing, Alan? Pleasure to be here.
Great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
That's great. So I watched your video and I thought it was exceptional. I mean, your bio is such an interesting bio. So you're from New York City, right?
New York.
And when did you start? I mean, you talk about it in your bio, but give a little background about how you got involved in poetry and in.
Well, I mean, I started at a very early age. I mean, I always had music, in the household. My parents played music, growing up. So what I like to do is I like to put words on the paper to try to put my thoughts, into perspective, and then, I mean, it just gradually one thing just led to another. I won a couple of contests and always toyed with the, with the art of, putting raps together, me and my friends, and one thing led to another. Started writing them down, started really performing them. A lot of my friends said that they sounded pretty good, right. And just one thing led to another. Now I'm here with you.
That's fantastic. Do you have what were some of your earliest influences in music? I mean,
earliest influences in music. That's a good one. I mean, I'm an eclectic, so I like all different genres of music, but I mean I guess from hearing my sister and all of her friends, with the new music that was out, I always gravitated towards what the older kids were listening to, as a lot of little kids did. And my parents, they used to play a lot of different music. My mother was very into show tunes, so she every Broadway show you could always find her dancing up and down my house, singing different songs. So from that type of music and from what my sister was playing and then what we were listening to in school, it was a real diverse, a different bunch of music that we really grew up to.
That's great. And I heard one of your tunes, which I thought was great, and it seemed very uplifting and it had a positive message. So do you have, I mean, is your music, is there a message behind it?
When people hear my music, what I want them to do is I want them to smile. I want them to have a good time. I want them to say, this is the music I want to listen to before I go out to the club. This is the music I want to put on before I go take my girl out, or if a girl is listening to it before she takes her guy out. So I want that, to be that. Feel good, have fun, stay positive, let loose, and
is there any feeling better than performing though? I mean,
no, I can't say there is. It's probably the best feeling in the world when I'm on stage and I'm connecting with
each one of those people in the audience, that's what really makes it all worth it. When I could see that they're really feeling what I'm saying, and I could see them start to move, and they're bopping their head and they're feeling the music. It's like it's instant gratification, and there's no feeling that really can compare to it.
So do you have like a band that works with you, or are you a solo person in terms of?
Well, I'm a solo artist. We do perform with a couple of different groups. We have a couple of different bands that we perform with. We have a couple of dancing groups that we perform with as well. So depending on the venue, depending on how many people are going to be there and how much room we actually have to do our thing, will determine what we'll bring, whether it's just me with the microphone, or we'll do a whole elaborate setup.
So eventually, in a little while we'll take a look at your video, but you had some beautiful ladies in the video. Are they people that perform with you when you go on stage as well? Or
no, they're actually they're a bunch of actresses and video vixens. So their role is really on camera, for the videos. A couple of them do perform out at different nightclubs, and I don't think they would be opposed to performing with me. But we have another group of talented individuals that we usually have, come and perform with us. Though.
Do the words come first or the music?
This is like this is an ongoing discussion. It's kind of like what comes first, the chicken or the egg.
Right.
I draw inspiration from a lot of things. None like the inspiration I get when I hear a powerful, beat. So my producer, Dominic Dom Durham, when he sends me over a beat or he calls me into the studio and says, "Hey Joe, what do you think of this beat?" That's really what will open up the inspiration floodgates, if you will, which will allow the music, which will allow the words to be put on top of the beat. So I'd say the music has to come first, and then a concept from what I actually feel when I hear that beat, and of course what the producer is saying. You know what, I feel that you should maybe go in this direction, maybe write something about this, take something from your life and put it onto this.
So so basically it's like 90% of you and like a little 99% of you, and then the producer tweaks a little bit at the end.
I would say it has to, in percentage-wise, I would have to say it's a 50-50 marriage.
Oh, really?
Because,
it's that much, really?
I mean, because without him, there really could be no me. And without me, he's still making tremendous music, regardless of anything. But anybody can write words on a page. It really takes a skilled individual to make a real high-class beat that can move a whole bunch of genres of people rather than just one demographic. So I'd have to say that if anything, I'd even give him more, because I would need him to make that marriage actually work. So we'll say 60-40, 60 for him, 40 for me.
So how did you make that leap from saying, wow, I'm getting positive feedback from my friends, and people really appreciate the words that I'm doing and the music that I'm putting together with the words, and actually get to become a professional? I mean, a lot of people have, the dream. Very few people really are willing to step out and really take a chance. So when was that moment for you?
Let's see. Well, I guess that was the little kid feeling about wanting to be famous and, and playing sports. Oh, I want to be, that Major League Baseball player, like some of these, athletes out there. But I guess when I won an award for Teen People magazine back in the day,
oh my God,
that kind of gave me the oomph to say, you know what, maybe it's time to really put my foot forward and try to do this. But even then, I really didn't take it as strong as I should. When I had met up with my present manager, Melvin Kling, we'd always hung out and always listened to music together. And I went out to see him one day, and I just played him some of my new stuff, and he's like, "Listen," he's like, "I don't know what you're doing, but you got something here." He's like, "I don't know the first thing about managing an artist, but I know how to run business, and I know how to stir up the pot. So if you'll allow me to, maybe we should take a stab at this." And it was really on his word that we started moving forward in a really big way.
Were you confident at every step of the way, or was this something that you were saying, am I going to be, because I'll tell you, it's a tough thing.
It is tough.
It's to take that jump, to have that confidence in yourself, to say, especially if it's a solo act, I would imagine, because as an actor, most of the time, because I'm an actor, you have a bunch of people that you're working with, you have someone to bounce off, but when you're a solo act, that's you and the mic, right?
Well, let's see. my mother would say confidence is something I'm never lacking.
That's great.
So, but not to the point where I'm over the top, where I would say, hey, I'm so much better than you, or I'm so much better than this person. But I think that confidence is something that you need to have in order to really grab the listener. Right. If you're a bumbling performer and you're just not really confident in your ability, right, it's going to transcend to the public, and it's really not going to resonate well. Right. So having that confidence is really all about knowing what your ability is about, what you can do, and how you can reach these people. And I like to engage people with my music. Well,
it seems like you have like nothing blocking you, which is, I guess, what part of confidence is just be able to communicate. And you're an excellent communicator, and you're an excellent singer. And on that note, would you mind if we shared with the audience?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. So, that'd be great. What's the name of the song we're going to listen to?
Okay, so my new single, it's produced by Dominic Durham from Don Juan Entertainment. The video is shot by Joe Puma from the Program LLC, also known as Mr. Shakedown. And the name of the single is called Oh Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's take a look at it.
See the copter of one of us drops until we see the sun. About time me and you get naked. Talk a little fun with no complication. Right now, cause time is wasted. Get hot enough to sunburn Satan. And that ass be acting up. So I spank it while you back it up. From the DJ booth to the back of the club. And why make it rain if I can make it flood? Sit back, fucking love just like you don't. Good, give a word. Put your middle finger in the air if you good, getting crunk. Oh yeah. Goddamn, I'm feeling that body. It's time to get a little bit naughty. Oh yeah. Goddamn, cause you's a hottie. Oh yeah. Right now it's time to party. Oh yeah. Goddamn, I'm feeling that body. Oh yeah. It's time to get a little bit naughty. Oh yeah. Goddamn, cause you's a hottie. Oh yeah. Right now it's time to party. Oh yeah. Right now it's time to party. Now it's time to party. Where the party at? Do it to death like a heart attack. I see you arrest cardiac in the ER wearing our party hat. I don't really care what you thinking. I just really care what you drinking. Know the game I plays, I'm twisting. Mike Lowry, Pitbull with a pink thing. And I'm coming with a little excitement. Gonna nibble a little, then I'm gonna bite it. Girl, never mind how hot it might get. I'm gonna guarantee you like it. Sit back, buckle up just like you don't. Good, give a word. Put your middle finger in the air if you good, getting crunk. Oh yeah. Goddamn, I'm feeling that body. Oh yeah. It's time to get a little bit naughty. Oh yeah. Goddamn, cause you's a hottie. Oh yeah. Right now it's time to party. Oh yeah. Goddamn, I'm feeling that body. Oh yeah. It's time to get a little bit naughty. Oh yeah. Goddamn, cause you's a hottie. Oh yeah. Right now it's time to party. 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 No hotel, motel, my backseat work so well. Girl, I spin it, twist it, and I kiss it, and I won't tell. You know the deal. You're so real. Hot of life, yeah, cold as ice, but so chill. Just really here to have some fun. Every night a different party, need y'all to come. Don't stop the shots, so rock till we see the cop till one of us drops until we see the sun. About time me and you get naked. Talk a little fun with no complication. Right now, cause time is wasted. Get hot enough to sunburn Satan. And that ass be acting up, so I spank it while you back it up. From the DJ booth to the back of the club. And why make it rain if I can make it flood? Sit back, fucking love just like you don't. Good, give a word. Put your middle finger in the air if you good, getting crunk. Oh yeah. Goddamn, I'm feeling that body. Oh yeah. It's time to get a little bit naughty. Oh yeah. Goddamn, cause you's a hottie. Oh yeah. Right now was a hottie. Oh yeah. Right now it's time to party. 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 Right now it's time to party.
Wow, that's pretty damn awesome. I mean, it was really great, and it's such a good beat, and it is so positive, and it's so, and the girls are so beautiful, and you know, you look like you're a monster over there with you.
I'm trying. I'm certainly trying.
Arnold, you know, you look great. You know,
well, thank you. I appreciate it.
It was fantastic. It was
makes you want to dance, doesn't it?
It makes you want to dance, and even an old dude like me, you know.
Oh, you're not old. Stop that.
No, but it's great, and it's so good to meet performers like you who are able to like really, you know, it looks like this is going to be, I mean, you're going to be big.
I hope so, man. I hope so. Thank you. I appreciate that. From your lips to God's ears.
Right. So what do you, so this single, is this part of like an EP or an LP or anything?
Well, this is the first single off of my album. The album is called Time of My Life.
Right.
We're going to release a couple of singles with along with a couple of videos to basically get the buzz out there. We're going to go really hard for the first quarter of 2014, so you could expect a couple of other videos, another beautiful girls in the videos.
I love it.
Good concept, good uplifting, positive beats. So this was the first release of the from the album, but the album should be ready to drop probably towards the middle to the end of 2014.
So in terms of the business, I'm not that familiar, even though I worked in clubs in Hollywood and I worked in rock clubs and discos in the 80s and 70s. What happens? Do you send these singles to clubs? How does it work? I mean, how does showbiz work?
How does showbiz work? Right. There's a couple different approaches that can be made. My manager is working very, very hard to establish different connections with different people. He actually has to, you know, his phone is ringing off the charts, which is a great thing.
That's wonderful.
We're very, very thankful for it. It seems like every other day he's getting a call for me to do an appearance at a different club or a collaboration with somebody, or somebody wants to do something with it. So before you could actually do that, you have to have a viable product, you know, in which to sell, just like with any business venture. So what we really do is we structured a great team, you know, behind the product. We have an outside consultant. We have a publishing administrator who she and herself is, you know, just a queen of the industry. She was a Grammy Award-winning writer for Aretha Franklin and for Whitney Houston.
Oh my God!
So yeah, we got a real solid team with a whole bunch of people that in each level of what they're doing is driving business our way. So whether it be licensing our music to the reality shows or to different commercials, like I mean, I'd love to be on, you know, Mercedes-Benz commercial.
Oh no, that's where the money is. I mean, commercials are money.
Of course, but the real showbiz is getting out there and performing for the public. Right. So what we really want to do is, starting in January, we have a real strong tour that's going to go on, which is we're going to hit a lot of the college areas, do a lot of college shows to get the word out there, right. Make everybody start screaming, "Oh yeah!"
Oh yeah.
So that's really how it starts, though, right. By going to these different local clubs, basically presenting to them. Sometimes it could be even me or just my manager that goes there and says, "Got an artist. This is what he does. This is what we can do. This is the type of music that we do, so it's amongst the same type of material you're playing anyway." Right. Or we'll go at it from the DJ. We'll see who's actually playing at the club, and we'll reach out to him and say, "Hey, listen, we got this material. Would you mind playing it?"
Now, like even with movies now, and that I'm involved in, or even TV in quotes, whatever that means anymore, because of all the different venues and all the different, you know, iPads and phones and
digital platforms.
Digital platforms. It's in the old days when I lived in Hollywood, you know, there was, you know, records, CDs, you know, DVDs. There wasn't really this internet, you know. So I mean, it seems like it's rougher now, because there's, you know, everything used to be funneled into money-making ways of doing it. This way, there's so many
saturation is a good word to do it. Anybody with a computer can really have an opportunity to do exactly what I do. I mean, it's just a question of what's their drive to really bring it to the forefront.
Right, but the thing I'm trying to say, I'm talking about the cash.
Oh, the cash?
Now, the thing is, you know, in the old days, someone like you would I think, with your talent, have a really good shot at making big cash sooner rather than the way, like you're saying, saturation. There's so many people out there trying to do this. And there's so many different ways of seeing these, you know, videos. I mean, it must be tougher now than it was back in the day.
It definitely is. I mean, I see a way a lot of the old school people used to do it, and they didn't have a platform like social media, which is very, very key for new artists today. And the grind was more about standing on the corner and passing out your CDs, or getting a street team with a wrapped van and, you know, going from city to city and, you know, basically blasting your name out there. But when it comes to making money, though, we have good distribution through.
So that's the whole thing. It's about distribution.
Distribution is the way to go. We have our song just got released on iTunes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So, you know, we're praying that it's going to be a nice big hit. We're pushing it forward, and we're going to watch those numbers climb.
And how do you get your video on MTV, if they ever had, or whatever, you know, I don't know if that exists anymore. MTV.
Oh, there is. I mean, mostly, I mean, I would rather Revolt TV. Which is Diddy's new network, which is the way MTV used to be back in the day, which is back-to-back videos, less talk shows, less reality shows.
Yeah, MTV's like it's not what MTV used to be.
It's not. It's not music television. It's more. I feel like MTV should be changed to PTV, you know, for pop television or popular television or pop culture television. But how do you get it on MTV? Well, luck is the biggest thing in the world, but knowing people is the other biggest thing in the world.
I think
so it's not about how talented you are, because you can be the most talented person in the world and not know a soul and can't get it
Same thing with acting. If you don't have connections with acting, you could be the best actor in the world, but no one cares because people like to be with friends, or people like to be with, and they'll bring you along, whether you're talented or not.
That's right. That's the politics of the game, and sometimes you need to know the right person in order to do it. So being in the right place at the right time is actually not the case, because it's leaving out one thing. The right place with the right time with the right person who knows the right person.
Exactly. No, I agree with you. I agree, and but I think in a certain way that's the way of the world, even outside of politics.
Absolutely.
I mean, outside of music, it's politics. It's all it's a political world. And I even question sometimes the relationships that you have with your so-called friends in showbiz, because I think it's more of like a mutual back
scratching sometimes.
Right, and people trying to promote themselves by being friendly with you.
Of course. So that's why the people that I'm with now, very, very genuine, and we haven't made billions of dollars yet. So everyone on the ground level, we're secure in knowing that they're really in it because they're really aimed at, you know, at my making it in this business. So with that being said, a lot of the people that probably want to attach themselves to the project, we already see them kind of coming, and our group is so tight that we've actually fulfilled all of those roles already. So there's very, very few things that an outsider can come in. I mean, unless somebody wants to give us like $1 million, you know. But really, that's how it is. My team, we function as a well-greased machine.
And yeah, the little time I've known you, you seem like a very sincere person, and I think that you would probably be the type of person that would continue using the same people. You seem like a loyal person.
Loyalty is key in this business, and anyone who tells you different is lying, or they've scummed somebody out.
No, it's okay. That's not a bad word.
Okay.
Okay. No, but you're right. It's absolutely true. And you know, and the thing is, people have a long memory with, you know, you screw someone in this business.
Of course.
I mean, you really hurt yourself.
Going back to loyalty, I mean, at the fact that, you know, we were on this subject, you know, my event promoter, JT, you know, who we were also friendly with.
JT's a good friend of mine, too.
I'll probably be loyal with him to the day that I'm lying in a casket.
But, you know, one thing about, I just went to an event, a party, like after a movie we did Scars for a Predator. And JT was there, and he does things in such an unselfish way. I think, I mean, I hope he's making a good living, because I think he does so much for his clients.
He does.
And he's a really nice guy, you know.
And in that industry, being a nice guy really is not the way to go.
Right.
But he's actually done it, and he's maintained some longevity, and that's why I respect him.
And everyone's loyal to him. You know, I mean, I am, and I know you are too.
So we love you, JT.
So what's next for you? I mean,
sky's the limit. I mean, like I said, my manager's taking a lot of different calls from different events. We're probably going to be doing an appearance at in Red Bank at Club Red. I believe it's on Thursday.
This Thursday?
I believe so. Either this Thursday or next Thursday.
Well, just remember, this isn't going to be. You know, this is. Even though it's live to tape, this isn't going to be. We're not. You know, this will be. It'll already have happened.
All right. So when you're watching it, so the event happened last Thursday. But we're doing that. We have another event in Manhattan at Infuse 51 with my radio promoters, Special K and Teddy Ted, part of the original Awesome 2 Productions. And just getting out there and doing as many appearances as we can. Like last night, I did the David Barton Toys for Kids in Manhattan
that's
event.
Wonderful. I saw that. I saw that event happen. I mean, I saw, you know, advertising for that event.
Which is great. I love to be in some sort of position where I can actually give back or do something. I mean, I don't consider myself famous at all, but if I can do something that affects somebody in a positive way, then I'm the first one there.
And that's great, you know, because there's a lot of people in your position that don't sing positive. You know, they're singing negative. They're singing things that really put down people or whatever. And it's so good to have it, you know, for the kids, you know,
of course.
and for the older people too, because a lot of people of my generation don't want to see negative imagery, you know. But your stuff is positive and it's beautiful.
Thank you, thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
No, I love it, and it's good, and I'm happy. I'm really happy JT, you know, introduced me to you. I think because. And you know, I'd like to, you know, also in the future, if you know, I'd like you to be on the show to tell us more about your success and stuff like that.
Like I said, I maintain loyalty, so I never forget anybody that helped me, you know, to get to where I need to go. So I have no problem.
But I'm a fan already, so I mean, I'm asking.
I'm a fan of you, so I'll definitely come back. I appreciate it.
No, it's good, and I'm happy about that. So, so outside of that, is there? So you're doing venues? You're going to be? You planning any other? Like performance or anything like this? Or?
Well, we're really geared towards shooting the next video. Well, actually, we're going to be shooting the next 2 videos. We're doing them back to back, and that should be fun. We're probably either going to do one location in Miami, which should be a lot of fun because the girls in Miami are beautiful.
And also, this time, are you going to be doing it soon? Or?
Yeah, probably next month. Probably within the next 2 weeks, as soon as right after New Year's, and the ticket prices of the airlines come down a little bit.
But that's good because you're not going to want to go to the beach in New York.
Yeah, I mean,
in the winter,
unless you want to freeze in the snow and the sleet. And then we're going to do the other video down in Dominican Republic. Wow. So we got
to. Okay, question. How long? I mean, I know how long it usually takes to film either a short film or a feature or whatever. How long does it take to shoot like let's say a 3 or 4 minute video?
Okay, when we're going to do this video, because of the time constraints with everybody that's involved, we have to shoot it in 3 days. Wow. So literally 1 day for one scene, next day for another scene, and then third day for if we need to shoot anything else or any fillers or any B-roll.
So how many locations do you usually use? I mean, for let's say an average one, because in that video that we just showed, it seemed like there was a couple of different places that you shot.
Well, we like to keep the audience entertained. So if we just do like one scene, you know, at one location, it comes across as boring and low budget, and
low production value,
and not entertaining. So if you keep the scenery changing, you know, constantly, not too much where it's an overflow, but if you have like a good 3 to 5 locations of nice, cool sets, it keeps the audience very, very entertained.
It's come to that time, and I'm so happy that you came on the show, and I'm really happy that JT introduced me to you.
I'm happy he did too, and we're going to stay in touch, and you're going to come out to the next venue.
I want to see the show.
Absolutely. You're going to be on stage, okay? We're going to have those nice girls around. Make sure your wife's not around.
Okay, yeah, I'll make sure she's home. But there's only one thing left to, and first of all, I'll shake your hand.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me, man.
And that's a wrap. Good night.